Hello, my dears. Today we are going to be talking about Greek legacy. So, our goal during this assignment is to identify the ancient Greeks' legacy, and we're going to do that through a web quest and by looking at some sources or images. And our ultimate goal is to understand how the Greeks impact our lives today. So, let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with this idea of legacy. So we know we've used that word in the past, but what exactly is a legacy? Well, if I'm to quote the great Lin-Manuel Miranda, he might say it's planting seeds in a garden you never get to see, which essentially means it's the ideas that are passed along through time. So it's something that's handed down from one period of time to another. So if we go back to the great poet's words, it is this idea that goes in to a different time period and becomes something new. So again, it's something handed down from one period of time to another. So how are we getting these things handed down? Well, like in the other cultures we've talked about, these ideas are good enough that we can build on throughout time. So if we think about ancient irrigation systems, right? They had these canals and then they were able to build dams to keep the water back. Well, we still do that today, except for ours are controlled with electronics or controlled with more self-automated things. Whereas theirs, it was very rudimentary. So it's still a legacy from that time period, but it was built on. So that's one thing that happens. But these ideas are built on not just within our time period, but within the time periods that came before us. So, and they spread throughout that time. So cultural diffusion, which we talked about when we talked about the Silk Road, is going to help to spread these ideas around the world. For the Greeks in particular, Alexander the Great taking over such a large amount of territory is going to cause that cultural diffusion with these Greek ideas. And we're going to see that the Romans kind of embrace the Greek ideas as well, which keeps them around even longer. So these ideas were not squashed and therefore able to persist throughout time. So, what are some examples of Greek legacy? Well, we have literature and history. Many of the Greek or many things that we know about the past come from the Greek people. Now, that might have been during the Greek time period where they were ruling themselves, or from the Roman time period when the Greeks were still seen as Greek, even though they were under Roman rule. Also in the field of STEM, so mathematics in particular, as well as medicine or biology and astronomy. And then we'll see a lot in sports, particularly with the Olympics. And then our architecture and arts, which we'll look at a little bit more. So I'm going to stop talking for a moment and let you watch this video. In this video, it's going to go through those topics that I just mentioned and just a little bit more detail. And I think it will help introduce these ideas really well.
There is no doubt the Greeks were major contributors to moving the world forward during ancient times. The Greeks made advancements in a variety of subjects that still affect our world today. They used curiosity and observations to make contributions that still leave a legacy from the way we think to the way we name things, especially in science, math, and medicine. This video list covers Greek literature and history, Greek mathematics, Greek medicine, Greek astronomy, and Greek sports. Topic number 1, Greek literature and history. The way we structure our grammar and write our sentences comes from the ancient Greeks. This, in fact, has a major influence in the way we think and the logic behind the way we write and read. The way we punctuate sentences and organize paragraphs comes from the legacy of the Greeks. Many of the words and symbols we use also come from the Greeks, especially in medicine and science. The symbol pi in mathematics was influenced by a Greek mathematician, Archimedes. However, the symbol and what it represents was established in the 1700s by other mathematicians to honor Archimedes' contribution. The Greeks also invented drama and the categories of histories, tragedies, and comedies. A famous Greek tragedy is Oedipus Rex by Sophocles. It tells the unfortunate tale of how a king somehow ended up killing his father and marrying his mother by accident. In terms of history, Herodotus and Thucydides made major contributions. Herodotus is the father of history, and Thucydides wrote factual accounts of the Peloponnesian War. Topic number 2 is Greek contributions to mathematics. Pythagoras believed the secrets of the universe could be unlocked using mathematics. He established a school where students could develop and research mathematical ideas. Pythagoras was born on the Greek island of Samos and established his school in the Greek colony of Crotona, in the boot of southern Italy. This area was known as Magna Graecia because many Greek colonies were established here. You might have heard of the Pythagorean theorem. Well, Pythagoras came up with it. Euclid was another famous Greek mathematician who made advancements in geometry in Alexandria. Geometry is the study of shapes, lines, and planes. A famous female Greek mathematician was Hypatia. She lived in Alexandria, Egypt, and taught Greek philosophy, mathematics, and astronomy. Topic number 3, Greek medicine. The father of medicine, Hippocrates, was a Greek who helped people understand that illnesses had natural causes. Before, the Greeks believed that disease was a punishment sent by the gods. Hippocrates taught doctors to carefully document observations of their patients. Doctors today still take the Hippocratic oath, promising to be honest, preserve life, and not talking about patients' private matters with others. The ancient Greeks could have made further advancements, but their traditions forbid them to cut open the human body because it would displease the gods. Views, however, changed later in the Greek world, and during Roman times, a Greek physician named Galen made advances in anatomy by studying other animals. The god of medicine for the Greeks was Asclepius, who was the son of Apollo according to Greek mythology. Topic number 4 is Greek astronomy. The word astronomy means the study of the stars. In Greek, astro means star. The Greeks first suggested that the earth moves around the sun. The man who was credited with this was the Greek astronomer Aristarchus. This view was not popular at the time because the Greeks believed that the earth was the center of the universe. Aristarchus was from the Greek island of Samos, just like Pythagoras. Another famous Greek astronomer was Hipparchus. He named hundreds of stars in the sky, and he figured out how to calculate the distance from the earth to the moon and the distance from the earth to the sun. Hypatia, from Alexandria, who I mentioned before, also helped advance astronomy by spreading Greek theories and creating astrolabes for navigation. The last topic on this video list is Greek contributions to sports. The Greeks organized sporting events such as the Pan-Athenic Games and the Olympics. The modern Olympics were inspired by these Greek athletic events. Another sporting event, the marathon, was based on the runner Phidippides' run after the Battle of Marathon during the Greco-Persian Wars. The Olympics originated in the Greek city-state of Olympia, located in the Peloponnese, which is the southern part of modern-day Greece, and home to one of the 7 wonders of the world, the Temple of Zeus. The Olympic flame is lit in Olympia, Greece, every time there are Olympics, because this is what the ancient Greeks did to honor the god Zeus in the first Olympics, held in 776 BCE. Another sporting event, the Pan-Athenic Games, were also held from 566 BCE to the 3rd century in Athens, Greece. In summary, this video list covered 5 important topics about Greeks and their contributions to the world. These included Greek literature and history, Greek mathematics, Greek medicine, Greek astronomy, and Greek sports.
All right. And so I'm going to cover the last 2 that we mentioned. So for Greek architecture, one of the main features that we see today is going to be columns. Now, there are 3 types of columns. I'm not going to get into that right now, but this idea of using columns to support structures originates with the Greeks. And this right here is just a corner of the Parthenon. And you can see there's also a big push to include sculptures in their artwork. So, just like this is the National Archives building, which you can see columns very similarly shaped and styled to the Greek columns. And these columns are going to be seen throughout history, but all stem from this Greek idea, including the Roman columns, which we'll see in things like the Colosseum or other buildings like the Pantheon, as well as sculpture. So the Greeks are going to be unique in their method of sculpting in the sense that it's very, very lifelike and very perfect. So the Greeks were kind of self absorbed. They thought they were some of the best people in the world. And so they made sure that their sculptures and their art showed this beauty. One thing that's really exceptional about their sculpting skills is they're able to take stone and add movement and life to it. So we can see similar sculpting techniques and styles, and this is a statue from the 1860s. And these ideas are going to persist even through different mediums, like this is the Bethesda Fountain, which is in New York City. And you can see not only is the angel wearing Greek style clothing, but the movement pattern and style of carving is going to persist. So, this has been Greek Legacy. I hope you are able to see some Greek representation in your life, and I hope you have a great day.